is also something we do when we do shadow work, right? And shadow work is a part of our process of healing and rebirthing, right? We go through situations that may place us in a lower vibrational energy. And when we get to these places, we have no other way to come out of them, um, you know, beside going through them, right? Can't go under it. We got to go through it, right? We've all heard that before. So a lot of you guys may be getting into this energy right now. I know I just did some yesterday. And, we all have different inner childhood wounding, right? Everyone's different. Um, but I feel like at the core of it, it's, we're spiritual beings living a human experience. And a lot of us have a lot of blockages when it comes to that heart chakra because there are so many things that we have left unhealed, right? And so then it makes you think about why spirit places us in these connections and these life situations, and why it's all tied together, right? Why you're called to have like that other part, that one that balances you, right? How you're called to be light and dark, how you're called to understand and harness those energies and interchange them, right? Okay, because we can't be on one thing all the time. So, for a lot of you out there, light workers, I feel like you've been, feeling a lot of energy. It's been very heavy, right? Because we're taking on collective energy, right? And we're handling our own energy. And, we know we're a work in progress as we heal. No one's perfect, right? Healing is lifelong. And this is what I'm learning as well. I'm just coming in to help you guys. I'm just, talking to you guys today, right now at this moment. I'm still going to do the mediumship live, but, that's might be a little bit later now because this was a channeling and I don't know if someone needs it, right? Um, but, it's crazy. So I'm gonna show you guys how a little bit of shadow work, how you can do it, right? To lighten your load and to lift you up out of dark spaces, right? So we're talking inner child healing, which means we're talking shadow work, right? Okay, because for a lot of us, our inner child is needing us. You understand? Okay. So, so for me, this is the question I ask when I do my shadow work or my inner child healing or whatever you want to call it. Okay, I call it both. I see it as both. I can't separate them. So for me, mine was abandonment, right? So yours could be something different, but for me, let's say in my childhood when I was growing up, there was a lot of people leaving out of my life, right? And as a child, we don't have the means or the capacity to understand why these things are happening. We just know that people are leaving, right? And so that was something that, played out, right? And so I have some channelings on it, and this is just how my mind goes. So I'm going to let you guys see me. Well, not literally, but you're going to know me more on a personal level and why I give so much and why I try to, but also where sometimes I fall short, because as I said, I am still a healing person. But I had to make peace with that very early on, okay? That even as a child, I had felt left. I had felt abandoned. I had felt unloved. I had felt orphaned. Hold on one second. Okay, we back. Yeah. And so you start to learn generationally, right? So for me, it was a thing where I'm sure my mother had felt things, right? I'm sure her mother had gone through things. And I started to see certain trends, right? So So when I started working with my grandmother, she was showing me things on the maternal side, right? As I am a mother, as I am called to work with other mothers, right? And help other mothers see certain things, right? Um, I was tasked to break that curse, that curse of, you know, abandonment or fear. For me, a lot of my curse breaking for my generation encompasses fear, right? Because fear based patterns, fear based tactics, and a lot of these fears play on our inner child that is unhealed, right? And so that was something that I was tasked to break, right? So, runners, I was never a runner, meaning, I didn't run away when I was a kid. But I started to learn that my abandonment issues came from runners, people that ran, right? right or wrong, whatever. But that wasn't something that I could control, right? And so I had to come and connect those dots. Well, why did people run away from me? I don't know. They just did. But why do I feel less than because someone's running away from me? Well, maybe it's because it's someone that, we're supposed to look up to, or maybe it's because it's someone that, we love or whatever. But at the end of the day, that still is a level of healing because as we grow and as we ascend, we're supposed to understand that, love is the highest vibration of all, right? And if there's a time that equates to a period for you where there was no love, then you must understand now that love is the highest vibration of all to heal that feeling of lack of love that you felt before. You understand? Hold on one second. So that's a little bit about me, right? The inner child thing goes deep, right? If I'm a healer, if I'm a teacher, I got to show you, how to connect the dots, how to get from point A to point B to come out at a better place, right? So what I wrote down was when people leave us early in life, we don't and can't comprehend why. If that question never gets answered on a subconscious, barriers get built. People, and then I just put it. People ran early on. Somehow I picked up that habit of always being afraid of being left, abandoned again. And so what happens in those situations? You put yourself in the space where you're constantly running and constantly chasing, right? So how do you free yourself from that cycle? You have to ask yourself, what are you running from and what are you chasing? You see? You have to find those answers. Okay. Running solves nothing if it's yourself that you're running from. So I had to learn that, okay, why am I running? Right? Why am I running from things when I feel away? Why do we run from something? And even when it's something that we want, why do we fear it to the point that we run from it? Like, why do we do that? And that's where the breaking down of toxic patterns has to come in. And this is how we can miss our blessings because we are holding on to past traumas that spirit is causing and calling us to heal, right? And that is the beauty of the twin journey as well, is that it is so raw and it is so real and it is such a mirror and it shows exactly what it is that we need to heal within ourselves so that we can stop that mentality. Because how are we going to have union and harmonized balance and love if there are still things that we're holding on to? So I'm still healing, I'm still learning, and twins, so will you. We'll all learn and grow through our experiences, right? Maybe on a subconscious level, I'm just asking for someone to chase me and not to leave, right? These are the thoughts and the questions that, as you do your healing, come up to arise. Running, so if you're running, it solves nothing, right? But why do you do this? Maybe on a subconscious level, right? You're asking for someone to chase you. And why do you want to be chased? Not saying you actually want to be chased, but you want to feel something. What is it that you're wanting to feel? Okay? A lot of you guys, you got to understand, you want to feel something that you've never felt before, right? You want to feel something that you have never experienced. So you won't know what it feels like, right? And that's where fear comes in too, right? Okay. So, that's all I got for this healing. Hopefully it helps someone, but healing is lifelong and it's hard. But to uncover our true selves, it requires us to dig deeper. I still don't have, like for me, right? I still don't have that parental outlet to go to. I still don't have that support, right? I still don't have that. So who do I go to, right? My person. And when I feel like it's too heavy, I go to my angels and my spirit guides, right? That's all I have is my spirit team and my person to help me balance out all of the things that spirit's calling me to change to break these curses. This is why I connect so strongly to the spirit realm, because there's things that my spirit needs solace with. There's things that only spirit can heal for me, right? And it's a burden lifted off of me when I get the answers that I need on a soul level. Because people can say what they want to say to you, right? But when you feel it, when it resonates, you know it's real, right? When you feel that. And so this is why spirituality is healing me more, right? Yeah, there's emotions, right, that we go through, but the emotions are because we're unpacking some heavy things and we're moving to new spaces. And as we move to new spaces, we can't fear what we don't know, right? And so for a lot of you guys who are coming to this space, maybe you didn't know this is what was going on. But I'm learning for me that, it's not always everyone else, right? And not saying it ever was, but I'm realizing there's still a lot of healing that I have to do within myself. When it comes to a lot of the things that I've gone through, it doesn't take away from the wrongs of the people because the people were still grown at the time, right? But me being grown now, I'm able to look back on situations and understand why I have to go through them, right? So it's nothing but love, right? I'm going to continue to do this, but this is just where sometimes us light workers have to do shadow work, right? This is where our light gets a little dim because it has to be, the flame has to be resparked and relit with a new passion, right? So that's where I am right now. Like I said, I will be on later for the mediumship reading. You guys come on over and let's connect. But I just wanted to give you guys a little in-depth message, right? Something that's with no cards, just me talking to you, person to person, whoever you are, maybe helping you to unpack some heaviness, right? And bringing some love into your situation, because at the core, this is all we want. This is all we're striving for. But at the end of the day, love is here, right? Love is the highest vibration of all. And Spirit is placing in our lives people that are meant to love us, people that are meant to help us grow. But we got to understand nothing is perfect, and life is no fairy tale, right? So some of you guys need to realize that right now, it's a time for you guys to feel and trust more of what you feel and allow it to, some of y'all might want to cry like my daughter. Some of y'all, it's just time to feel some things and know that as you cry, you purge, right? When you cry, you purge, you cry, you purge. Our tears cleanse the soul is what they say, right? So just know that when you guys are feeling like this and, it's just you don't know what's going on, quiet your mind and just feel what you know to be true for you, right? Just feel your way through it. Feel your way through the pain. Feel your way through the pain, right? Feel your way through what you perceive as loneliness. Feel your way through your own illusions that you set in your mind, right? And as you come out of that fog, that heaviness, right? Because you only go there because Spirit has to place you there. Spirit has to place you there because there's something that's going on that you're not seeing, and they need you to see it from a higher perspective. So they got to take you back to a point. They got to take you back to a period. Sometimes that's what you call like astral travel as well. Astral projection is like y'all are sitting here and you're going through these moments and you'll see yourselves as children or in a situation that happened when you were as a child. And now you're seeing it through adult eyes and you're like, oh, shoot. That's why, yeah, you're having those moments of clarity because Spirit needs you to heal some things so that you can do some things differently. So you'll have a lot of these epiphany moments as well. They're meant to, lead you on the right path or let you know you're on the right path because you're only seeing what you need to see right now. Spirit's blocking out a lot of confusion and mental chatter so that they can give you, like literally, what you need, downloads, right? This is why I said clear out those chakras so you guys are receiving the accurate information, right? This is why you guys need to get out in nature and really take in the signs. And this is when you guys need to know. Perfect. I knew someone needed it. When I get these channelings, I got to do them when they come in. I don't know who I'm picking up on. I just know that I pick it up. Hold on one second. If you have a question, you can ask it. You're just going to have to wait till I'm done. Okay. I said thank you. Hold on, guys. Okay, yeah. So if there's anything you want to know, I just saw your comment, but it's gone. But yeah, so that's pretty much where we're at. Light work is not always light work. This is why they say, it's not always sunshine and rainbows, right? I'm learning that it's more of this is why we practice the attitude of gratitude so we can bring in more positive energy because I'm learning that, you know, we get little moments and bits and pieces of pure joy, right? And it's always in between those moments that we're met with dark times or, dark feelings or dark thoughts. And it's meant to show us something. If you look at it from a higher perspective, it's meant to really make us appreciate the times when they're really, really good, right? And when we appreciate something when it's really, really good, when we acknowledge something when it's in its best form, we oftentimes take things from that experience and hold on to it and use it continuously. So this is also manifestation, right? The power of thought. That if you love something, you got to love it more. And more of that energy will come back to you, right? What you love, you got to love fearlessly. And that's hard for us chosen beings. But we got to love unconditionally. We got to love organically. We got to love wholly. We have to encompass love in all forms. And while it's not easy, it's what we are asked to do as light workers, as healers, as shadow workers. The point is to have knowledge that evil exists, but to also have equal amount of knowledge that so does good. And neither one should be feared. They should be equally understood so they can be equally respected, so we can honestly understand yin and yang, harmony and balance. There is no light without dark. There is no wrong without right. There is no yes without no. There is no left without right. There is no up without down. You understand how big this actually is? And this is why I communicate things the way I do in different forms and different ways to make you see it from many different angles, not just mine, but whoever's, yours, spirits, the higher perspective. So hopefully this message was able to help you guys tap in and heal some things, see your way, through some dark times. I always have my person when I get into my moon energy who is the light for me, who is the stronghold for me, who is the tower for me sometimes to help me realize and understand like, yo, this shit can't go on. This shit can't continue. Whatever it is, it's something that is a breakdown that occurs for me to go within. And while it may be hard, you can't keep running from even the things you don't know are bothering you. So this is a journey of really being true to ourselves, true to what we see, true to what we now know and are learning, and true to how we incorporate it in our ongoing lives. I'm not a perfect person. I love more than I will ever be able to put into words. That's just who I am. I love more than I will ever be able to put in words. But my heart speaks volumes to those that I know resonate at my frequency. And for those that I love, I will go above and beyond. For those that I love, I'll look like a fool. For those that I love, I will do whatever the divine tells me to do at any given time. I wouldn't think twice. So when it comes to the healing that I've gotten, as it's been, so out there in the open for all of y'all to see, I got to know that Spirit wanted that for you guys, to know that you don't know me at all. I don't know you. but we are connected by something that is so much more beautiful and something that we should all be grateful for, right? To have that friend, right? That we know gets us. Not me, I'm talking about spirit. I'm just the messenger. But I'm just here telling you what spirit knows you're going through. And so when I say you're not alone, it's for you to understand that spirit connects people for a purpose, right? We're a tribe for a reason. If you resonate, you do. If you don't, that's cool too. But I'm just, I'm just happy that just that one comment showed me that there are people out here that are actively going through things and wanting answers and to heal, and that there is healing available. And that sometimes, we feel that we can't ask, right? But there's always an open space, right? There are always hidden helpers. That's what spirit guides are, right? Hidden helpers. Those people that are hidden in plain sight, right? Those people that we don't even know, right, are angels from the divine. Because a person isn't going to grow wings on their back, right? The divine is going to place within a person a spirit. And that spirit is the spirit that is sitting right next to you, that is divine essence. And so when you acknowledge that, this is why I say the divine in me sees the divine in you. And you guys will begin to experience that same energy in the world around you, because your spirit guides are now bringing you hidden helpers, right? Hidden in plain sight type energy. And you're going to start to be like, well, damn, spirit. Wow. Okay. Wow. Like, how did this person know that I was just going through this? And then they said this. And wow. So it is real. It is true. Spirit really do wow. And this is how spirit wants you to be, in awe at the fact that just like right now, it's how it's always been. But there was a divide. There was a separation. And we didn't understand how to be mediums. We're all mediums. Spirit can use any one of us at any given point in time. We're called to understand energy and how energy moves through us so we know what to put out. That's all we're called to do. And understand that in the world around us. And this is how we'll realize and understand that concept. The divine in me sees the divine in you. And especially twins. The divine in you sees the divine in them. It's called resonance. And that's all I can speak on that. Twins have a different connection. Twins have a very, very different connection. It's just different, okay? It's just different. I can't explain it. I don't know. I don't have any other connections. So I don't know. But all I know is it's different than anything I have ever felt or experienced in my life. That's all I can say. And it's the most healing experience I have ever had in my life, because I didn't begin healing until I began walking my twin flame path. If I would have never walked my twin flame journey, I would never be here talking to you. You understand how spirit works? I didn't ask. I didn't know. But spirit said, okay, this year it's time. It's time for you to get on this path. It's time for you to hear this call. It's time for you to see these numbers. It's time for you to see these birds. It's time for you to see confirmations all around. It's time for you to see twin here, twin there, yin this, yang this. It's time for you to see rainbows. It's time for you to hear about chakras. It's time to look into what your third eye is. It's time for you to, all this was intuitive. And this was all spirit driven. And I followed. We get veered off sometimes because we don't know where we're going. We got to use something called sight beyond sight and trust in that. And for us chosen beings, a lot of times it's hard. We don't have a good track record, right? From our past, our childhoods of trusting. And that's another barrier to break down. We got to now trust a force that we can't see, but that we know guides and moves us forward. You see how much healing has to be done, and why we must become as light as a feather, and why our hearts have to be purified, and why Spirit says keep those hearts open. They've never really been truly open for us. We're working to open them now. And healing has to occur for these things to happen. Conversations had to be had. Experiences have to be played out. People have to be tried and tested. Spirit has to be put to the test. Y'all got to be put to the test. I've had to be put to the test. And I'm not perfect, but I can say, if I ask myself, if I look myself in the mirror right now, that I could say, Kayla, do you feel like you've done the best that you could do? I would have to say, yes, given my situation, I feel that I have done the best that I can do. That's all I can say. And when Spirit judges my heart, that's when Spirit will tell me, okay, Kayla, we agree with that. Now it's time for something else. These are conversations that you have with Spirit when you heal. This is true judgment energy. Because judgment is the call. The call to do what? To heal the inner child, to do the shadow work, to realize what the shadow is holding for you. Because in the shadow is where we birth manifestation. And if we don't go into the shadow, we can't tap into that inner child that has true joy that wants to be expressed in the outside world. This isn't about us. This is about our inner child that wants to finally be one with the adult that we are now. And by us seeing our manifestations outside of ourselves, those dreams, we know that we are connected. Our inner child and our adult self is happy. And that's why we're able to see those things, right? But we can't see everything that we're creating in front of us if we don't go back to that inner child and dig deep and say, okay, what did you really want to do? What really brought you joy? What really took your joy? To be quite real. All right, well, this is what took my joy when I was a child. All right, so now that I know this, I'm grown now. I want joy. So how can I transmute that? What light can I shed on that stolen joy, right? To make it balanced now. To say, okay, that was then, but here and now today, this is what it's going to be, and expect that outcome. All right? So be childlike in nature right now as you guys heal. Y'all hear my children. I got to go do that. But this was a message for y'all. Like I said, I'll be on later with the mediumship reading for you guys. Mediumship live. They'll be $15. You know, you guys want to speak to a loved one. There you go. That's that. I appreciate donations as well. You're welcome. I appreciate donations as well. My Cash App is up there. And like I said, I'll be on a little bit later now because I just did this. But there's people that need messages and I'm here to give them, right? And it's funny because I look back and I listen and I be needing them too. As I'm speaking them, I'll be like, damn, Spirit, damn. I don't know what's coming. It just comes. And I'm sitting here like checking off boxes in my own head, my own list that I wrote down today. My channel message of, this is what I'm going through, blah, 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 blah. And as I'm talking, it's like Spirit's talking to me too. I'm part of the collective right now because as you heal, I heal. As I heal, you heal. We're a collective, right? This energy got to get up of all of us. So we're putting out negative energy and we're going to bring in positive energy. That's what we're going to do. So hopefully today with this mediumship live, it will do just that. And Spirit will confirm, right? Any answers that you need, any clarity that you want. If there's someone that you really feel like is connecting to you and you want to let go of that, barrier of fear, like this might be an ancestor or a spirit guide that's really reaching out to you. And you might be like, hold up, wait a minute, like, who are you? Why are you here type energy, but they just want to help you. So anyone who is feeling called to know who is around them, that would be a great mediumship live for you guys to enter and have a listen to. All right, so I'll see y'all in a little bit. I got to change the time on that. I don't know when it's going to be right now. I might just take it down and do a whole nother thing when I come on here. But that's what I got, and thank y'all for listening. Glad I was able to help. Have a good one, y'all.